Hi everyone, this here is a 2020 Honda City 5th generation and I'm going to review it today. So I'm going to show you around the exterior, the interior, the boot and the engine, and I'm going to tell you whether it is worth your hard earned money. Now before we get on with the review, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we have loads of content coming and you'll be notified whenever we make a new upload. Anyway, I'm Shyamanand and this is Hyper Automobiles. Now let's start this review by talking about the design of the new city. So first things first, you notice this huge one-piece chrome grille, and yeah, by huge I mean it's really huge. You have the Honda badge over there, and pure Honda, no fakery anywhere. You can see the radiator over there, and I think this has been equipped with some sort of chrome pack or something because you can see excess chrome. The bumper over here, you have fog lamps, and if you see the headlights, they are designed extremely well. They have 9 LEDs if you observe extremely carefully. You have 9 LEDs, and when they're all switched on, it looks awesome. You have a DRL over here. You also have the sensors over here to help you in parking. And then coming to the bonnet, as you can see, the bonnet has also been shaped, and this gives it a very aggressive look. Now coming to the side of the new city, the thing that catches your eye first are the wheels. So what you get here are 16 inches as standard. You get 16s all around, and you have discs in the front and drums in the back. The thing that I really want to talk about are these wheels. These alloys look epic. At the same time, I feel they are not overdone like the new Octavia is, I guess. So I really like these wheels. It looks very nice. Then you can see that it has a lot of chrome in the door handles and all. And if you observe very closely, you will find out that Honda City never had many body creases on this side, but this one has. And even if it has just one, like one major one over here, as you can see, just one, but still it looks very nice. Coming to the rear of the car slowly, you really notice that it has been stretched. Yes, it has been stretched from the older City. Again, because of the chrome package, you can see that it has excess chrome over here, and you can see the City badging over here, Honda badging over there, and iVTEC. So it's a petrol one plus it's a ZX. So it is a top variant, top petrol one. The lights on this thing is just something. Again, you have a lot of chrome in the bumper, at the end of the bumper, which looks very nice. And then you have the rear parking sensors over here. Now coming to the chassis of this car, what makes this beauty ride so good, so soft over bumps? It just absorbs bumps. So in the front you have McPherson struts with coil spring, and in the back you have a torsion beam with coil spring. Now coming to the interior of the car, I have to... Oh my god, that was nice. I'll just show that one more time. So as soon as I close the door, that's a really nice touch over there. The driving position in general is pure City. So yeah, we can figure it out that the City, you know, the genes have carried all the way long till here. And what I mean by that is it's really very low, just like all the other cities. Extremely low driving position, but a very nice one. So first things first, headroom I have to say is a bit tight over here, for me at least, and yeah, people over 6 foot may find it difficult. Other than that, your knee is good, doesn't touch anything. And another thing I have to say that is the seats are very, very nice. They are very well made. As you can see, the headrest over here, the headrest a little fat, which is good, doesn't affect your driving position that much. And then the seat, as you can see, the bolstering is perfect and very nice. You have steering motor control, and on top of that you have paddle shifters, which is extremely good. I really love it. And then you have the stalks for the lights and the stalks for the wipers. You have the speedometer slash tachometer and rev counter over here, which I'll show in a bit. Dark tone over here. You have this gloss wood kind of effect over here. You have beige over here. Beautiful effect over there. Even the AC vents are shaped very well, and they have this kind of chrome surround, which gives the cabin a more lively feeling. Here's the main infotainment system of the car, which I'll show in a bit. Under that, however, you have climate controls, you have rear defoggers, AC, air circulation and all those. And below that you have 2 USB ports and a 12-volt socket, and you have some storage area. And below that too you have a small storage area. I don't know what to keep there, but yeah, it's damn small. Behind that you have 2 very well sized cup holders, and then here you have the gear lever with an econ button. Yeah, it shifts to the more economy side of the car. And then here again you have a very small storage space. You have the handbrake over here. Handbrake feels nice, yeah. And then you have the armrest over here, and yeah, it has a lot of space inside this one. How cool is that? That looks so good. The Honda logo over here. Okay. That's so good. All the climate controls are all digital. So as you can see, the numbers and the graphics are displayed digitally, but the knobs and toggles, they are physical. And have a look at this. So when you go down, it goes blue, and when you go up, it goes red. That is so good, and these buttons are extremely satisfying. You have to try these out. It feels so good. Now, coming to the main infotainment system, it's Honda's infotainment system. You have this plus and minus for the volumes over here. Yeah, you have the plus and minus for the volumes. You have to go to the home. This is your home page. And then you have a lot of options over here: radio, USB/iPod, Bluetooth audio, phone, apps, settings. You have a lot of things. You have a lot of goodies to look at. And as you can see, I'm doing it. It's not laggy. It is extremely nice. You can see that everything just goes with the flow. That just have a look at this. The graphic is excellent. There is no lag at all. Oh yeah, that looks very nice. That looks extremely good. So over here you have the analog speedometer. In the middle you have the digital speedometer, which is extremely nice. And then over here it shows how much fuel you have left. Here you have your tachometer/rev counter. Red line at 7,000, or okay, at around 6,800 RPM, which is pure petrol IV Tech engine bliss. Top speed shows 220. You know it won't, but it will easily touch 180 or 85. Coming to the storage right now in the front, you have a glove box over here, and I have to say the glove box is huge. It's massive. Coming to the door bins, door bins are in general very small, but the bottle holder specifically is huge. Same thing on the driver's side. I have an example over here. Yeah, I know it's small, but bear with me. Yeah, fits. The vanity mirror over here. Here also you have a vanity mirror, and here on the top, on the roof, you have two lights, which are very nice. Now the last thing I want to show before we get to the back seats is the sunroof. It's an electric sunroof, not the panoramic one. I would have loved a panoramic one, but yeah, it is what it is. So first you have to manually open this, and then you can see that the glass is manually open this, and then come over here, and then just that's it. So as you can just bear with me. This is pretty fast according to me. This is extremely fast. Let's get on the back seats. Now, coming to the back seats. Oh my god, I don't know what to say. Loads of headroom, loads of knee room. By loads, I mean extremely loads on this one. Loads of knee room and leg room. You can stretch out as much as you want. And even with these seats all the way back, you'll have a lot of knee room left. You know, just a little bit less than this one. So it'll still be a lot. The seats are again extremely comfortable, just like the ones in the front, but the only difference is it's not adjustable. So it's all fixed. All three are fixed headrests. Yeah, even the third person is there, which will show in a bit. Now, the $1,000,000 question. Can you fit a third person here? And the answer is, of course you can. Look at this. I still have loads of headroom. People over 6 foot may find it difficult, but why would you make a person over 6 foot sit in the middle? It's nonsense. And coming over here, knee room, as I've said before, loads. This is extremely loads. And coming over here, leg room is also not bad, because the hump over here is not that bad. It is actually kind of flat, honestly. It's almost flat, just a little bit of a hump. But yeah, I forgive it. You have two AC vents over here for the rear passenger. And then you have Honda's typical soft closed door handles. That's good. And this is surprising. I just found out when I sat in the car. If you look at here, this is plastic. Don't mind the plastic. Inside the plastic, however, is the same material as the seats. Same squishy material. And it is extremely good. So it's basically when you're sitting like this, you can keep your hand like this and move. So you don't keep scraping your elbow on the rough plastic thing that's there on most of the cars. Pretty sick. And then just like the front, you have two reading lights over here, which is very nice addition. And then over here, you have an armrest. Obviously a foldable one. You have an armrest and which has two cup holders, very decently sized. So now coming to the storage, you have huge door pockets over here and here, huge ones, and you have a door bin over here, and it's extremely tiny. I think it's mainly only for a water bottle. I again have an example over here, small but works. So now coming to the boot of the city, this is the key over here. You can open the boot either from the driver's seat or the key. I'm doing with the key right now. As you can see, this is the last button. Just hold it for a few seconds, it will open by itself. The boot, as you can see, is again pure city. You have 506 liters of boot space over here, which is, believe me, a lot of boot space in this. And yeah, this is again like a gene carried from the last cities, because all cities have had a hell lot of boot space. And over here you have a spare wheel over here. And yeah, that's about it. Now coming to the engine, the main heart of the beast. So yeah, on the driver's footwell you have to just pull this and then the bonnet releases. Let's go to the bonnet. So now we come to the heart of this beast. Before that, I have to say that you have a lot of insulation over here, which is nice. And then the bonnet is also not that heavy. But I'm still disappointed that Honda, it's been so many years and they've not given it proper studs. Coming to the engine, it's a beauty. So what you get here is a 1.5 liter naturally aspirated inline 4 engine, just like all the others. This gives 120 horsepower and 146 Newton meters of torque, which is a beauty and it's a bliss. The power delivery on this thing, they have just built up casually. And all this power goes to the front wheels via either a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed CVT automatic. Both are excellent, but my personal choice would be the manual, the 6-speed manual. But yeah, this thing, as it's the highest spec ZX IV Tech, that's a petrol one. This has a petrol and the 7-speed CVT gearbox with paddle shifters at this price. Excellent. It just rounds it up to another level. Love it. Now, coming to the final verdict of the car, what do I think of the 5th generation City? So yeah, first things first, I would say that build quality is excellent, the engine's excellent, the boots excellent, pretty much everything's excellent. The rear seats, the front, the driving position, the front seats, seating, spaciousness, a complete sedan according to me. I think that Honda has its City still at its top of its competition. That is a Rapid, Verna, Vento and all the others, etc, etc. If you're looking to buy a sedan in this very segment, the City, Verna, Vento, Rapid and all those, I would personally recommend this City. I don't know why, but this sticks out from all the others. This just stands out from all the others. That's what I love about it. The design, the wheels, it's extremely nice, but at the same time, it's not overdone. That's what I love about this car. It's extremely good, but at the same time, it's not overdone. And that is a very important part. It should not be overdone. Nothing should be overdone. And nothing is overdone in this car. Honda's given it a lot of features, a lot of power. I think that this is the perfect thing. But this is not perfect at starting from 12 lakhs and going all the way to 16 lakhs. Yeah, it's not perfect in that, but still, I would still recommend it. I know it's a little pricey compared to its competition. Yeah, that's one minor thing, but I would say that work hard and earn the money and get the best thing. Because I think that this is best in class as of now also. It's a beauty, this thing. You have to drive it to experience it. It is still an epic car. So that's what we think about the car. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel because we have loads of content coming and you'll be notified whenever we make a new upload. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Goodbye.